I got this job man in town with me, and he's going to break down what he sees from the three-point line, the mid area, and of course when we get to the basket. First of all, how you feeling, young fella?
I'm feeling good, enjoying it.
And enjoying it, speaking of that, what are you seeing out there on the floor? Because when the ball's in your hand, you come across the court, what are you looking for first?
I'm really just looking at the defense, just seeing how they're trying to play me. Some teams like to go under my ball screens, and that allows me to shoot the three. And some try to force me one way, and then I just attack. So.
And speaking of attacking, so I'm going to set the screen for you right. So when you turn this corner, you're looking to see what the defense gives you right here. Yeah. So if the defense backs up here, what are you doing with it?
If they back up, like in here, I can shoot a pull-up or a floater, shoot a lot of those, but I mean, if they back up a little more, then that's where I like to take off and go finish.
Morant with a running start. Elevate! Oh, it dunks! Oh, my goodness! John Morant with elevation! Oh, my word! Come get some Aaron Baines.
When you get right here, no matter if he's 6 foot, 6'5", 7 foot, why do you feel like you need to attack that rim?
Really just put pressure on the rim. I'm really just trying to make the defender make a decision. Sometimes they'll just jump and move out the way, and then sometimes they'll try to jump the blockers. So I like just putting pressure on the rim and the defender, and if I'm getting in where I can take off, then I'm going to go finish the play.
When you're attacking, are you looking for JV? Are you looking for your big guys around the basket for that dunk field?
That's my first look coming off. I really don't look for myself first. I just focus on the help side, just read the defenders. If they pull in, I know I got shooters out, and if the big up too far and my big get behind, then I have the opportunity to throw the lob.
Jaren Jackson Jr., you have Clark, you have some good young pieces. How good can this young team be?
We can be great. I feel like everybody's just unselfish, and that allows us to just play together and get great shots out of it. And we're young, so we're able to run the floor really well, but it always starts with stops on the defensive end, just scrambling and just playing with energy. That allows us to get out and open floor.
There you go. John Morant, Rookie of the Year. We'll see.
That was terrific. Thank you to Dennis Scott and John Morant. I really enjoyed that. There's been a lot of chatter about the NBA point guard position the last several seasons. Do they even exist anymore, a traditional, true, pass-first point guard? We'll start with you, Gary.
Well, when he was talking, and 3D asked him a great question. What does he look to first when he comes off the pick? And he said he looks to get his guys involved. And that's which is true. You know, he does do that. But in occasion, he has in his mind, too, that this is a point guard's NBA. I got to score 2 for our team to get ready. Because most of the time that he gets to the bucket, it's so easy for him to get to the bucket, and he can finish with bumps, and he likes the contact. So I think that he's trying to get it, and he wants to get it. He wants to pass the ball, and he does do a great job of doing that. But I think that he knows that he's so skilled, and when he gets to the bucket, he can jump, and he can finish with the contact, that he knows that he can do both. Because if the guy's not open first for him, he's going to go and attack the basket.
You asked the question, do we have true point guards in the NBA? Not a lot of them.
Nope.
But the point guard position has changed. So it really comes down to what is your definition of a point guard. If your definition of a point guard is who plays like Jason Kidd and John Stockton, well, you only have probably maybe Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo.
Right.
But if you're asking who is a true point guard, well, there's a lot of true point guards in this league because the era of point guard and what the position requires now has changed. These kids are now working on their skills at a lot earlier age, and these guys, they grew up watching Steph Curry. These kids, like the point guards play like Dame Lillard now. All the young guys coming up play like scoring guards. So the point guard position has changed a lot. Kind of similar to the NFL, how the quarterback position has changed. The quarterback position is a lot more mobile. It's the same thing with the point guard position now is a lot more offense. Is a lot more offense. There's a lot more shooting to that position. It's not played in the traditional way that it was in the 90s and early 2000s. Now it's a lot more about guards having the ball in their hands and their ability to break down the defense and take advantage of these rules. Guards can score a lot more, and that is also why you have point guards playing a lot differently, because there's not the big guys inside with the hard fouls and things of that nature, the hand checking. All that has went out of the game, so it has become a guards-dominated game instead of a big-man game.
And, Brandon, you got to understand, most of these guys who are coming out of college are 2 guards. They're two guards converted into one guards. And the floor is open. We had just mentioned that about our last segment when we played from free throw line down. They play from free throw line up to the half court. So they are more with the basketball and penetrating and doing things. They have the ball in their hand more than usually. You know, when I was a point guard, I would come down, I would throw it into Sean, cut, get to my position. If he doesn't get doubled, he's going to kill him. If he does, then he'll kick it out to us. We'll make the shot, and then we'll open the floor up because then they won't want to double no more because we're knocking down shot. Nowadays, they come off, they're pick and roll. If they get on to a big man, what do? Back all the way up to the half court line and attack. So that's what is different with the point guard. And like you said, it's only two really, really true guards, and they're played in our era. And I played against both of them. It's Rondo and Chris Paul. I played against them. So that they are really, really true point guards. And you're right. The true point guard is now the two guard who is shooting the basketball, and this is their era.
Well, what I liked about what John Morant said, you were talking about it, Gary. He said what he looks for when he's diving into the paint with the ball. It's like progressions, right? It's like what a quarterback does in football. He's checking to see if his big man's there, where the help defense is coming from. So it shows you that he has the capability to facilitate, which we're seeing show also.
Seven assists a night for John.
Right,
Gets it in.
And this guy helps with those 7 assists. Jaren Jackson Jr. is averaging 18 points per game. For the red-hot Memphis Grizzlies, they have won 5 straight, trying to continue the streak at home. The warm-up will continue.